This is Hugh Sadlier, board certified hypnotherapist at HypnoHealth. And today I'm going to be speaking with you about a very interesting topic, canceling cancer. And if you think of that word cancer, it probably has a very powerful effect on most people, just hearing the word cancer. Maybe not knowing much about it, but just the stories you've heard, the thoughts that might have gone through your mind that said, whoa, this is really serious stuff. And boy, I'm not sure what's going to happen. And you really can get panicky about that. And so it's important to try to help initially calm a person down so that they can then, work easily at healing themselves, which is the potential that hypnosis holds. So I'm going to talk about a very unusual case of cancer, and you'll see just how it can unfold and how it can be helped and healed. So a woman called. She was 55 years old, and she had a rare form of cancer, so rare that the doctors really didn't know what to do, her local doctors, and they were working with doctors at the National Health Institute in Washington, D.C., and still they weren't making progress. So when she came for her first appointment, uh, she was she was just looked weary and worn out and worn down, and she just didn't have any zip. And it was like she was living out her sentence, which her doctor had said a year earlier. He said that she would be probably dead within a year. This was the 10th month, so she had 2 months to live. So imagine the buildup, how that was affecting her without any satisfaction or really hope at this point that anything could help. She tried everything else, it seemed, and so she came to the office. She went into hypnosis easily, and as we were talking about possible reasons or connections that might have contributed to the cancer taking hold, then she began to bring forward a wealth of information that no one else had been aware of because, of course, it was hidden in her subconscious mind. And she got the message that she said, the cancer is something that would like to be healed, but the cancer really is just a symbol of something else. It's representing what had happened in her life that had contributed to the cancer taking hold. And that was a lot of emotional stress, emotional trauma from early on, and then especially after she was married. So we started exploring that with the idea that as she got information from her subconscious mind that was pinpointing the roots of the problem, she would take each root in turn and imagine disconnecting it in her subconscious mind. And then she would replace that with the opposite, with positive thoughts, feelings, images, which is something that she had never experienced before, that represent how she had the potential to become. We worked for 6 sessions, and at the end of 4 sessions, she was making really steady progress, all the way. And at the end of 4 sessions, she went to a nearby town, to a store that she had frequented before, and she bought 4 new pantsuits. So imagine what that expressed. That she was feeling so good about herself and the healing that was taking place that she was buying new clothes rather than going into month 11 of this 1 year to live sentence that she had been listened to. So as we continued working on it and she continued to make success, the doctors, after the 5th session that we had, we gave her a reprieve of 3 months from the chemotherapy because the platelets had stabilized. So success was really happening, and they could realize it, and they were rewarding her by giving her a break from all that she had been going through on their end. So after the 6th session, she then gave a heartfelt testimonial, but it was all kind of praising what hypnosis has the potential to do and how beyond all the medical things that were tried, it was a way that just brought her into a new realm in her thinking. The body was healing, her mind was healing. She was just feeling so much better about herself. She was going back to work. It was just like the tables had turned in ways that no one could really anticipate. But that was the case. She imagined as part of her healing process that there was a drop of blood, healing blood, that started at the top of her head and went down through her body all the way to her toes, and that drop of blood was washing out the toxins. So that's one of the things that she was doing to turn the tide of her cancer. There was another way that she was also working in her body, and that was that she imagined that there was an occasional flushing out of body fluids that were there to do a specific job, but somehow she was imagining them more powerful perhaps than the drop of blood, and that they would course through her body and they would just be pushing out any aspects of the cancer itself. So there were many other ways that she was able to imagine healing from the cancer, but when it was all over, I made a recording for her that compiled all the positives that she had come up with. And then while in hypnosis, especially, she would listen to that recording, and that would reinforce and solidify the gains that she had made. So I guess in a few words, we could say it worked for that person. Thank you for listening, and happy health.